Oh my goodness, what a day. Alright, here we are, touring cars at Suzuka. Now, I'm not going to show this entire race, but I figured this was something that I had to show because it's Suzuka, not bad of a track. And it's in the pouring rain, though, so this is going to make for some fun as to play bumper cars and go off the side of the track. Now, we are all on wet tires, or at least I would hope we're all on wet tires. And you really don't want to go side by side here and bump because you're going to fly off. You're going to go off the track. The wet tires should last hopefully all 9 laps. I'm going to try to go around around the outside of Smoke, which I could tell he was starting to slide into me, so I hit the brakes and tucked in behind him, which at the time I thought was the smartest move. I'm not the most aggressive driver when I play on multiplayer. Sometimes I'll have a nice lunge, sometimes I'll do side-by-side racing. But for the most part, I find better just to apply pressure and have them make a mistake and then drive past them when they make their mistake or go off the track. So I'm up into 6th place, still following Smoke as we go around Barber, who was on the grass out there. I thought Smoke was going to tap me, but he's on the inside here. I think he's in the Lynx, and I am in the Volkswagen for this race. The Volkswagen is the OP touring car. As you saw, the straight line speed is a little overpowered. It's decent around the turns, but yeah, straight line speed is just completely unfair. So we skipped ahead to the end of lap 2, going into lap 3, and you'll see again, he was about a half a second in front of me, and I was able to just cruise right by him. So pretty much the same thing that happened the lap before, but as I am applying the brakes, I'm going to hit the apex of the turn and camp there and have him hit me from behind. Moving on up to lap 5, Smoke's still behind me, 1.5 seconds behind me at this point, and Crested Island going off, so I'm going to try to get around him. Let's see if the straight line speed of this Volkswagen will get me up to 4th place. That's my whole goal. I mean, of course we all want to win here, but if I can get top 5, I'm a happy camper with that. A couple people off, or just one person off going wide in turn 1. Kind of sliding just in front of Island there. No penalty granted. I'm up to 1.4 seconds of penalties, and Crested Island is going to just try to get through me instead of going around me. Just lap after lap, hitting my rear bumper. So here we are at the end of the race, lap 9. Still behind me by a half a second, and tries to go around me, or maybe even through me, but is a little desperate there, and goes in the grass, falling way behind. And luckily, since Crested Island was in the grass, he fell more than 2 seconds behind me, which is great, so my penalties were pretty much safe from that. So now I hopped in the Veloster here, the Hyundai Veloster. We're going around Laguna Seca. It feels like it's the same 3 or 4 tracks when you're doing your touring cars, so anytime I hop in the game, it's time for Suzuka, and it's time for Laguna Seca, apparently. So, in 9th place, I'm not entirely sure if I think it was just practicing, no qualifying on this one, just to see what I could do. A couple accidents there, going through the back part of Sector 1 by the walls there. I like to dump it into 3rd gear and hold on for dear life. Now, this thing, the Hyundai, is not as fast as the Volkswagen, so I have to really pay attention to my apexes in this thing. 7 laps on medium tires. Into the back of, what's his name? N1 Covate? N1 Covate? Okay. I don't know if that's supposed to mean something. Missed my apex there, so Rally is going to go side by side with me, have the inside of the next turn though. And we somehow didn't touch there. I thought I was going to bump into him and I go off or he go off, but he has the inside of this one. And a lot of cars come out of nowhere. Mr. Perfect SJR. Squeezing on the inside. Gigot Talks on the inside as well, and Darkest Play get around. So I just lost 3 positions there. Unfortunately, falling back into 10th place. Now this is going to be the race where I show pretty much the entire race because it's a fun, tight race. And, oh, those 2 hit, which slows Giga really bad. I'm going to go on the inside here. He missed his apex, went really wide there, slowed himself down too much, so I was able to get past, up into 9th place. Going to try to get around Darkest Play here in the Honda, which should be doable. See if he makes any mistakes. Tucking in his slipstream, going uphill, maintaining some decent speed, and whoa, he missed his braking point, going way wide. Thankfully, he didn't run into the back of me and push me off into the sand. Tuck on the inside of the Honda here, hold my apex, nicely done, and then drive off into the California sunset. Well, I guess not a sunset, it's middle of the day, but going to be pulling away quite nicely, but hopefully I can get this exit. Could have been better, could have been better. And the more I race Laguna Seca, the first couple of laps are pretty trash around that turn, but the more I race around there, the better I end up hitting my braking points and my apex on that last turn. Play catching up just ever so slightly. I'm not able to catch up with Rowley, as his vehicle is just slightly too fast. Or maybe his skill. Maybe it's his skill. I'm going to say his skill. He's just too much. He's just too much on the track. I can't catch up with him. But he does have a second 1.6 in penalties. Going side by side into this corner, I kind of succeeded that one. He went for a pretty ballsy lunge there. Oh, we got Mr. Volkswagen just behind us. Possibly getting a penalty there as he cut that corner going through the corkscrew. And it doesn't look like it. I bounce off the back of Darkest Play. Penalty there, so the stewards are being nice to me so far. Let's see what I can do to protect my position against the Volkswagen. I broke way too late into the back of the Honda, and here comes the Volkswagen on the inside. And now he should be able to just power down and cruise away, because his straight line speed is something I can't keep up with. Going into turn 1. Watching for mistakes. They both go into the wall. Darkest Play with the Honda going sideways, completely slowing down the Volkswagen. So now I'm up into 7th place. More smoke screens, sand kicked up, cars going everywhere into 6th place as Kai Plante goes off into the sand, catching up to, what is that name? Golden Bob? Golden Knob? Golden Knob, okay. So Golden Knob's right in front of me. There's actually a gaggle of cars right in front of me, all top 4 or 5 right there, with Bards in first place just by 2.8 seconds, just 3 seconds ahead. Or at the end of lap 4, so maybe I'll hit my apex finally. Yes, much better. The 2 Volkswagens. I think they're all Volkswagens, aren't they? Yeesh. Well, if Rowley's up there, I think he's in the link still. Let's see what happens going into turn 1. Anybody going to go off? No tragedies? Alright, slick plane, some sand kicked up, nothing major. Bard's still under 3 seconds in front. Didn't mean to tap that. Someone's going wide there. Who is that, Rowley? So he lost a couple positions due to that. And we got one car in the sand, but it didn't really seem like it slowed him down too much. He did look like he lost a position up there, but could have been much worse for him. So I'm just kind of, at this point, hoping that vehicles or the drivers make mistakes. I don't know, through tire wear or just not paying attention, or maybe pressure applied. I'm just trying to bide my time until I can actually get around somebody in this thing. The Veloster has a terrible sound with the engine. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but when I had the game cranked in my headphones, it was really off-putting the way this engine sounds. No penalty, luckily, going through that hairpin. I honestly thought that was going to give me a pretty decent penalty for getting knocked through the inside apex there. Turn 1 again. There's 2 going side by side. Nothing tragic, just some sand tossed up. That guy going off the track. Not sure if Rowley picked up the penalty for that or not. Usually, if you're curious about penalties, you can look up in the top right-hand corner, and it'll straight up tell you who got a penalty and for what. If it's collision, or if it was for trap cutting. So those 3 having a mighty fine battle. I'm just still trying to catch up. I don't know what happened with Perfect SJR there, but he was going way too slow. And now he's just holding me up as those 2 pull away. I don't know if it's tire wear, maybe he went on softs. I do not know. But this cannot fly. I gotta catch up. There's literally one lap left, and I need to get my top 5 finish. Make sure I hit my braking point just fine. And yeah, I know I still have, as of recording this video, still have the braking line on. And in future videos, I will have that off. And honestly, it's a lot better to have it off, because the braking line can be distracting. I focus more on the color of the braking line instead of the track. It's kind of weird, but got a good, decent amount of speed going out of there. Hopefully SJR doesn't get too terribly in my way, because I have to slow down too much going through there. I had decent speed, but I could have used that carrying. Could have used that speed going up the hill here. Ooh, just barely off the track, and that merits a 0.2 penalty, so that's no good. Gotta get around SJR. But even then, if I can maintain a specific amount of time right behind him, I should be able to get into 5th place. So as long as I don't fall too far behind on this last left-hander, as there's 4 of us here, 5 of us. And it doesn't look like I'm going to do it. I'm going to stick into 6th place. He's a second in front of me, so... Oh, Rally. Rally got past and he had a 1.6 second penalty on there, right? So I'm not able to do it. He was able to just stay in front of me by less than 0.2 of a second, so that's unfortunate. 6th place, not too bad though for the Hyundai, I guess. But that's it. Thank you so much for the visit. You have a good day. Bye.